It is the start of another day here on the KLPGA Tour, round number 2 on deck at the 2025 Aurora World Ladies Championship up here in Wonju-shi in the beautiful Gangwon-do region of this great golfing nation. Pardon me, here is how our leaderboard looks as we say good afternoon to one and all. So Jean with a one-stroke lead, she shot a 65. As did Sung Ga-eun, who was one back with Che Eun-woo. All three in the clubhouse. Unbeaten now with a 66. Chung Ju-ri with a 67. And Jae Min-kyung is inside of the top 5. Only 7 holes played, 3 under already, and 2 strokes back. Some more great scores. Choi Lim with a 65, 7 under. She was even and nowhere near the top 10 yesterday. Fantastic display from her. EA1 a little bit more like it today. 3 under 69. Ko Chiu shoots a 67, also at 7 under par. And No Seung-hee finishing up her round about 15 minutes ago, just inside the top 10 after shooting a 68. Rounding out the second page of the leaderboard, Sung Yoo-jin, Lee Ji-hyun 3, An Sung-hee, and Yoo Ji-na, all 4 are through 36 holes at 6 under par. That brings us to Yoo Hyun-jo and Ko Chi 1. Those are the 6 under scores and better. The projected cut line at the moment is 2 under par. (2:02 p.m. local time). Let's head out to the golf course. We are at the Aurora Golf and Resort. The very first time this tournament has made it to the KLPGA calendar. Looks like another perfect day weather-wise for the event. Course is playing much easier today, and the players also have 18 holes of experience. In phenomenal shape in the heart of the summer, August 1st today. The official end of the first half of the KLPGA season. This is Kim Shi-hyun. She started with an absolute blazing hot start. Eagle birdie, pardon me, and a double bogey here to take some of that early hard work off the board. Having around 33 degrees Celsius, sunny skies, a gentle wind steadily at 1 meter per second, and no rain in the forecast today, just how we like it. Should see the sunshine tomorrow, and then Sunday there is a chance for some afternoon rain showers as we near the finish line. This is Jae Min-kyung. She is 8 under, teeing off on the 8th. It is a 160-meter par 3. And the pin today is just about perfectly in line with the end of the bunker to the right front of this green. Obviously, she's not particularly enthused by the shot. It's not as poor as her reaction would suggest it might have been. Just under pin high, she'll be putting for birdie. Ko Chi 1 is here on the 3rd. This is her look at par. Some right to left break on it. Gave herself a touch too much room. It will be a drop shot early in the round. Next up at 8, Hong Jin-young 2. Well, she goes to the right side of the green and gets a friendly kick. There is a bit of a downslope in this area. Very, very nicely begun, this par 3. And Park Ji-young, she is in and around our featured groups today. She's at 5 under on the 6th. Downhill putts for her birdie. It was quick. Hanshin Sun, also for a birdie, also from about 5 meters. That'll work. It's our third on the first 6 holes. It's flying out the gates. And up to 6 under par, just outside of the top 10. Kim In-byul at the 6th. This is the last member of this threesome that includes Kim In-byul, Kim Si-hyun, and Yoo Hyun-jo. A pretty star-studded group, beginning the first par 3 of the round.
왼쪽으로 쳐야 돼요?
그냥 공수 라인으로 들어가. 거의 없다.
All right, she is away as well. Pinned today, as we've seen. It's officially 21 yards off the front and 16 yards from the left. And that leaves us with Yoo Hyun-jo. It'll be a 9-iron. Right at it and inside of 5 meters away from a birdie. Seven is where we go next. A long runner down the right side of this green, right towards the pin. Some good effort, just a little bit short and a little bit left. Well, she wasn't satisfied with the tee shot. It's a 2-putt par. Solid results on the par 3. Another par in the books. After a run of a couple in a row that were perfectly aligned, misstep. All right, one tap to get the rest of the way, but it is a disappointing par for Hong Jin Young after a great tee shot.
조금만 멈춰주세요.
She gave that a big crack, strongly struck and sailing past the outside of the hole.
나이스 파.
All right, she's hoping to be happier with shot one here at the 7th. A par 5 sandwich between two par 3s, and there will be little to take issue with for Chae Min-kyung. That's a good drive. Lofted short ball from just off the green, comfortably inside 3 meters or so. Up and down from the sand is what she'll be trying to accomplish. And Hong Jin Young too. Last in the group to begin. Take a little grouping, all in the fairway. Lips around, so close. But it will require one more putt. Nods it in the rest of the way. And Jae Ream 7-iron, she's at 2 under. And 2 under is notable, as that is where the cut line currently is. 2 under get you to the weekend, 1 under would not at the moment. On with work to do. Front side of the green. It's currently 13 players at 2 under and 8 at 1 under, so we might see some fluctuation depending on how that trailing group performs. So have another 6 at even. All that to say, probably 3 or 4 where you want to be comfortable. Or you could be at 5 under like Im Jin Young is. And that would put you a tie for 18th. Another player who has the perfect depth but shifted left. Kim Soo-ji 4 under par and 8 iron at 8. She'll go closest to the pin. So even for the round after her 68 yesterday. Part of the 6th and yesterday on the par 3s, she was able to pick up a couple of birdies at 17 and number 8, where she is right now. That fringe is the target, knowing that it does wonders in absorbing some of the pace. Jae-Min Young does one better than her partner. In a great spot looking for a birdie. So the first 20 minutes in the books, round number 2, the 2025 Aurora World Ladies Championship. Jae-Min Young, she is very much in the realm of another birdie. It would take her to a tie for 2nd. She is currently 2 back, but in a great spot on the 8th green. Lots more to come over the course of the next 2.5 hours or so in Wonju Shi. Hope you'll stay with us.
어?
And welcome back. Let's pick things up on the par 5. This is Pak Ji-young, a long look at eagle. If anyone was to do it, we wouldn't bet against her. Her career highlight reel has one more. And that vaults her into the top 10 to 7 under. I should be more surprised than I am, but that is absolutely in Pak Ji-young's locker. Enim Jin-young, 12.8. Probably a similar distance to Pak Ji-young. She's uphill though, and this is just for a birdie. I say just, a little bit tongue-in-cheek. She does roll it on by. And now Jae Min-kyung to hit the turn at 9 under par. Mostly flat putt. Maybe a little left to right if memory serves. Well executed. She is absolutely torrid right now. Her 4th birdie of the front 9. And is very much in the driver's seat to challenge for this lead. Making its way back, stopping just a little bit short. Looks good. It's going to be just a little short. Everything was there but the speed. No Kim Min-sun 7. Struck firmly. Know exactly which way it would move. He's back under par after that bogey at 4. See if she can start to string a couple together here. Pretty good. Long distance that she needed to make up. Jin-young will go next. Just the short one. Can be tricky. A lot of break and not a lot of time. Navigated well. If you didn't join us yesterday, I suppose we should introduce you to the Palm Pals, one of the key products of our wonderful sponsor this week at Aurora, even influencing the design of the trophy that someone will lift for the very first time.
가까이 있을게요.
Jiyoung, fresh off that fantastic eagle, trying to pick up another at the par 3.
안 짧어. 안 짧어. 있어.
Tucked in right beside her. Kim Sun 7 to round out the group. Wow, the screams of delight say it all. Fantastic, fantastic putt. Fantastic tee shot, pardon me, leading to a very short putt. Understandable exuberation for that. Let's go to 10. Jae-Min Young, not that long of a wait at the 10th tee, ready to go. Things are looking a little bit different, closer to the top with Jae-Min Young's birdie on hole number 9. She is within one and still has half a round to go, sharing that score with 2 other players. Pak Ji-young, after the eagle, is onto page 2 of the leaderboard. She is at 7 under, as is Han-Chin Sun. And those are the players with a dozen holes left to play here in this second round. returning to hole number 8, here's Hunchin Sun. A sliver inside of 5 meters. It's a putt for birdie. This distance has only been made 30% of the time this season. It's looking a little short. Steps in for the par. We, in the meantime, climb back to 7. Kim Shi-hyun trying to do her best Park Ji-young impression. This is even longer, maybe even twice as long. A lot of ground to cover.
이게 볼래요?
스타트가 거기고 지나가는 거 조금 안 되는데.
So that is what will be left as she looks for the birdie. Now Kim Soo-ji with a 54-degree wedge in hand.
나이스!
Great shot. More from the supporters, and you can understand why. Just a little bit too heavy. And a bit more speed than she needed. Park Ji-young, it takes 2. You know, also at 7, she's on the back side, almost as far back as you can get on this green. That's it's a great setup for what should be a very simple par. The arrival at number 10, climbing all the way up the back. It's funny, this is technically considered the lake course now. Very much still mountainous despite losing its namesake, which belongs to the front. Kim Min-sun 7 for a birdie. Needs us to return to the cut line. Almost a yelp. Couldn't believe it. And Im Jin-young, this is for a bird. Just inside the fringe, downhill speed will be a big factor. Nicely played birdie. And Joe taps it in the rest of the way, benefiting from the power in her game. She had that double bogey at 5 and a single bogey at 2. bit of a recovery mission at the minute. Kim Suji, this is for a birdie at 9 as well.
Let's go there!
Evidently the supporters quite like it. Kim Shi-hyun will be next on the par 3, 8 iron.
근데 아예 안 봐도 되겠다. 뒤로 쏠 건 있는 게 높은 거. 바람 보지 마.
들어간다.
Well, this par 3, despite some low scores today, it's been a trickier one to find. So close to the front and front right at that. Really do need to be brave with that bunker. Now Henshin Sun at 9. Bouncing it off the fringe expertly. It's a great putt. A great approach, pardon me. Again, getting one step ahead of myself, thinking about the putt that's to come. Using the wind as a gentle push. This will be inside of a meter. Really, really well played. And Chae Min-kyung close. She's not quite there.
괜찮아.
좋아, 좋다.
Park Ji-young,
짧어. 짧아져.
yes, softly lands just inside the fringe and stays put.
올라가는 것만 봐야 돼. 살짝 끝에서 내려가는 거 봐.
크게 안 맞을 것 같은데. 핀 쪽은 약간 또 상승 느낌.
Well, this group is very much making their way towards the midway mark of their rounds. This is number 8. And he's swooping back. Exactly level with the pin and inside of a yard to its left. Big uphill swing. Gonna come back online. Hong Jin Young 2 starts the back 9 just as she began the fronts. With the birdie, she moves to 4 under. She was anticipating a lot of break here, and she was right to do so. Came in just a little late. So Yan with just a little tap in. Birdie number 4 today. She's up to a tie for 20th position. And Kim Shi-hyun is looking for 5 under. Straightens out at the end on her.
작아서 한번 밟아보자. 삼바서 나오는 거.
아, 그 댓글에다 이렇게 안 써줘요? 아버지가.
And inching closer, but just stopping a bit short. For her, that will be a par. Jae-min-kyung. Teeing off with the driver in hand. A little bit of respite from the intense sun. Taking cover in the shades once those drives are made. And Yu Hyun-jo looking to get to a 6 under par score.
아. 불박혀. 내리는 그
그냥 운동이야.
화이팅!
The result is a par, and she's on to the next. Umbrellas are out. The rays are doing the damage, not the raindrops. Jin Young with a 9-iron approaching the 10th green. Evidently a bit more work to do. Not as much for Yu Hyun-jo, but this is to save a par.
내가 좀 보이는 대로 자신있게 말해줄게.
And Kim Soo-ji, her approach next. Unable to dig in, hit the brakes in time. She skitters off into the hillside rough. And Bae So-hyun, who is at 5 under, begins the par 3. Just and only just on the front. Jae Min-kyung is going to try and shape this around the trees with the wood in hands. This is certainly not a reach in 2 scenario at a 517-meter hole that's also uphill. at that, making a beeline for the hole, just about going in. From the fairway at 10, nearly to an eagle. It's an excellent golf shot. Fitting way to say farewell to the first hour of our coverage today. Jeming still one back. She is through 2 shots on the par 5 11th. And she is the only one of those still on the course challenging for the lead. Though, when you, at least in terms of the first page, when you flip one more, you'll see she has a bit of company. But she's the story right now, certainly. We'll be right back and kick off our second hour of coverage at Aurora. Well, happy Friday, everyone. This is round 2 of the 2025 Aurora World Ladies Championship. Nearing the turn for most of our featured groups today, and that from Yu Hyun Jo is quite the golf shot. Approach to about 2 meters as she looks for a birdie, and will continue to keep on climbing. Put that in the longer category in terms of distance on the shot. Always going to be a setup for a 2-putt par. And now Kim Shi-hyun. Nice grouping of 3 around the pin. Back to 10. Im Jin-young, this is to save a par. Hangs her head in frustration, knowing she's going to give back a stroke. From the front side of the green, the operation to come back. So that's what will be left for her par as we return to the par 5 11th, Hong Jin-young 2. Going to run up beautifully. Work out quite well for her. Young will go next. You just saw the blueprint. Most important shot of the hole. Wanted a little bit more backspin. It looked for a moment like it might go. Hyun. It's a little bit too much to the outside to begin. With the 32, what a start with an eagle. A couple of birdies on the way. She's sitting in a great spot. Jae Reem next for 2 under. Short and simple. It's nicely earned. And Joe from a similar distance, maybe just a touch further. And that's not going to go. Burns the outside edge. Frustrating one.
Nice par. Good
With a 37-1 over par, so close to getting it back. Well, not the only action right now in the world of Korean golf, the Dream Tour. Feeder for the top flights. It's funny, we see these young athletes pursuing their dreams, and for many, we're seeing them for the first time. Knowing that if they continue on this trajectory,
올해 사실 3승을 목표로 하고 시즌을 계속 보내고 있었는데 우승이 좀 늦게 나와서 우승을 너무 하고 싶었거든요. 그래서 오랜만에 또 2년 만에 또 우승을 하게 돼서 너무 좋은 것 같아요. 지금 해왔던 것처럼 계속 꾸준히 열심히 하면서 우승을 할 수 있도록 최선을 다하겠습니다.
everyone has different routes to the top tour. Can you say Romy? Yes, we've heard that name before, haven't we? KLPGA's Dream Tour.
좋아요. 그냥 올해 생각했던 것보다 더 좋은 결과를 많이 가지고 가는 것 같아서 또 많이 뿌듯하고 또 감사한 것 같아요.
Four is right, those were some proud parents. Keep me in Seoul, tying the record for the most wins in a single season on the Dream Tour. Seems like it's only a matter of time before she's lifting trophies on the full tour. Here's an athlete that has lifted her fair share of trophies on the KLPGA Tour. It's Park Ji-young. Not quite able to stay on the green, headed to the back right where she needed to. Jae-min Kyung putting from the fringe at the back of the par 5. We haven't seen her have many a miss like that. Right back to work with a fine wedge shot straight at the pin. Jin Young too, it's back to back now. Great start to the lake course. birdies on 10 and 11. Won't be too long if she keeps this play up before we start to see her encroach on the top 10. Jae Young settling for that par to keep her at 9 under with Sunghoon and Cheonu. Soa Jean, our leader, after her 65 today. Sunghoon with that same score. They were red hot first thing this morning, dominating their second rounds of the Aurora World Ladies Championship. Here on the 12th tee with Hong Jin Young 2. 153 meters, the second shortest hole on the course. And get a fantastic roll down just past level. And Kim In-sun 7. That's going to go. What a putt. Jae Young. Park Ji-young putting from the fringe. So it is up on the green in a pretty good spot. Still some work to do with that putt, however. Now Hanchin Sun. What she's got to have. He's in hot pursuit of the lead. But putts like this will need to start dropping. Excellent. Pressure packed that. T5. Look at that scorecard. Every other hole, on average, has been a birdie. Even I can do that math. That's pace for a 63, which would be unheard of. And a 12, a little more than a layup, knowing that 2 would be likely. Disappointing one for Park Ji-young. She walks around the other sides. Kim Soo-ji approaching 11. Come on, spin. Quite enough of it. Really tough, certainly with these longer holes, to get up, loft, and dig in. And Jae Min-kyung salvages the par. Yoo-hyun Jo with her pitching wedge. Hops, skips, and lands just off the back, pardon me, of the green. She'll have the chance to play a short chip and get up and down. Closer to the pin with an excellently weighted approach. Hong Jin-young 2 can go to 6 under here with a birdie at the par 3 12th.
Nice birdie. Hong Jin-young.
6 under, tied for 14. That's back to back to back. And a great run up towards the top of the leaderboard. Kim Ji-hyun just inside of the rough. Speed was never going to be the issue. Two putts to get her there at number 9. Doesn't want to rush that. It is the par for Kim Na-young. 36, her score through 9 holes. A picturesque 13th. Splitting hair, she might have preferred a little bit of right to left movement on that drive, but it's still a very good one. There's that little draw that we were after. Beautiful drive. GUI is closing in on that even par score. She still needs to cover 3 more strokes. Soft touch in the run up the hill from the fringe. She has done really well to begin this back 9. 11 and 13 now with birdies. And Kim Chi-hyun is for 5 under par. It's on its way. That's going to have just enough. Just about perfect bounce back. Movement right to left goes to the inside and missed. Yunei Reem has the green light to start the back nine. She knows there's work to do. Business done, and time to march on to the next. Yuhyun Jo for a par. Not quite there, so that's going to be a rare drop stroke. He's done well to avoid too many bogeys today. Jimin Young safely over the water off the first. And the second here at 13. Interesting layout this course. You get both the par 5s out the way quickly on the back nine. 4 of the remaining 5 holes from here are all par 4s. Young 2 does the same. Safely down. Young's in a little bit of trouble here. Nothing she can't handle. Wasn't an ideal lie, and she still makes a beeline for that flag. Rolls it just shy of the fringe. This is a perfect spot to land. Look at the roll from there. Had eagle hopes for a moment. Basically like a safety catch back there, isn't it? uphill into the fringe. Whatever speed is left will shortly disappear. Young with the accuracy to the inch, just about perfect. Comfortably inside 5 meters. Be very makeable putt for the birdie. Check a ball much cleaner than that, can you? From just past the edge of the fairway into the rough, softly up, and should absolutely be able to make something from that. Long putts, a lot of ground to cover. First them to it. Knew she was gonna still have to hope the putter's in gear with that shot from the sand. Solid look, very solid chance at a save from the bunker. And now this putt to, let's call it 5. Punching Sun swoops one in. Get all the way there. Sung in now for 5 under. Haven't seen much from her today, but that could change the way she's playing. Understandably disappointed with the results of a 3-meter putt. So Hyun at 14. Inside of the top 10 now. That's number 6, and she still has 4 holes to play. Showing absolutely no signs of slowing down. Struck firmly. Speed required to get up the hill. Park Ji-young is there. She is also back inside the top 10 after that rare bogey at the last. Easy does it. Really good shot from the sand where she was in a tough spot. Makes it look easy the rest of the way, and it was anything but. Meanwhile, Young 4 under as well. 9 holes to play this afternoon. Very curious to track her progress. 6 back of the lead, so a Jean score that's impressive. It's not completely safe, and players like Park Ji-young are the reason. Jean's done in a 6-iron. And she is just operating at a different level right now. And with how well she's putting, I don't know how anyone could rightfully believe that's too far out of her wheelhouse. Kim In-sun 6-iron here at number 12. She is still very much in jeopardy if she doesn't start producing. A few more birdies on the way in. It's a step in the right direction, to say the least. Sometimes you just need that one to get a little bit of swagger back in your step. Beeline over the water. That's a official welcome to the lake course. more than a tap to confirm the par, and doing her best to stay cool. Last check of the weather. The heat of the day, just about 4 p.m., so hopefully it begins to cool off soon, but we're still at 34 degrees with bright sunny skies. This is Chun Yo Min. Her moment in the spotlight. Young back in the birdie column and now officially the co-leader. In 13 holes, she is at the top with 5 to go. Park Ji-young. That's going to have the legs, but not quite the line. And well, it looked promising for the blink of an eye, and then it started to move away. Working back left. That is birdie 4 today, 3 under, a little bit of breathing room. This is a case of a bit too much power. and Joe trying to save a par and stay at 4 under. Aerial view from beyond the pond. Two beautiful water fountains to make this 13th all the more picturesque. Next shot heads left and our group heads out. We're just about at 4 o'clock, and things are really heating up and tightening up. Jae-Ming Young, with her birdie at 13, is sharing the lead at the Aurora World Ladies Championship, and there's even more hot on her heels entering this third hour of coverage in Wonjushi. Well, we're in for a thrilling final hour and change of our coverage today. Who else is going to make a bid for a podium spot, if not the leads, heading into the weekend, and who can survive the cut line and join us for Saturday and Sunday? Pak Jiang certainly in the former category. She is at 7 under, playing the long par 5. Following in her groupmate's footpath. Irons to the end. Too long to reach for the woods. So irons it is. Cummings on 7. Her bids. She goes the longest and places it perfectly. What a day for it. Aurora Golf and Resorts making a pretty good impression on its debut for so many of these players, getting to experience this facility for the first time. Young 2. That's a very good ups. Tops just past pin high. Makes it look easy with the wedge, and we know it's certainly not as easy as it looks sometimes. G just takes too much of a backswing. Stiff and straight. As it misses. Have to settle for a tap in. Choyan has no breathing room in terms of bogeys. She's 1 under today. That's the score she shot in the first round as well. She had 3 birdies and 2 bogeys. Parred this 10th hole yesterday. She'll be hoping to do the same today. Very good shots. It's all up to the wedges at this point, and Pak Jiang begins with a classy one. A little bit of trouble for our co-leader, Jae Min-kyung in the sand. Catches the fringe, but it doesn't slow her down nearly enough. She looks like she's about to hand that lead back. does Henshin Sun have in store from 66? That's very good, too. Didn't quite get the backspin despite how much loft she had on that shot. An excellent putt for Jae-Min Kyung. So your announcer spoke too soon. Shouldn't doubt her. Triumphant and probably quite a bit relieved. That's what separates the good from the great in this game. Make a mistake, that's fine. Just don't make two in a row. This is Kim In-sun's 7. She'll go closest to the pin. She had been after 2 and continues that trend. Great display of short game play. It's nicely finished by Hon Jin Young. 4 of 5 with birdies. She's into the top 10 at 7 under. It's been a great second round. And will this have the speed? Well, even if it did, it was lacking a bit of the line. One more. She marks off and waits her turn. Jiang is on deck, or had been on deck, looking for a birdie. .8 meters, 58% or 50% of the time. This drops. It's the exception to the rule with this miss, unfortunately. Im Jin Young just a bit over 100 meters. 50 degree in hand. Excellent up. Wong Jin-young 2. 3 off the leads, hoping to take another big step with the birdie here. Kim Soo-ji. It's gonna go level with her partner there. In case if anything you can do, I can do better. Jae Min-kyung pitching wedge 99 meters. Goes to the right side of the green up here at 15 and still have a bit of a tricky putt to have the birdie. Bae So-hyun.
라이트 하나짜리 방향.
괜찮아.
More groups coming through number 10. Time to hydrate and get back to work. Couldn't be any more down the middle if you placed it with your hand. Fantastic drive. Still feels a bit weird to say things like as she gets older, because she is one of the veterans on this team. Every year you lose a little bit of that speed, but she is as accurate as they come. Jae Min-kyung breezes by. Too much power. Fourteen means it's down to the final 5. Just about roll all the way to the bullseye, but be a little short and a little left. Go back to it. Kim Soo-ji for a birdie. Take her to 6 under. No, it breaks away. Let's call that a violent snap. There was so much movement on it. See if Hong Jin Young 2 has any more luck. A little longer. So take her to 8 under though. Oh, it's quick. She knew how it would break. She just struck it too firmly. Jin Young, oh, she's finally able to deliver us a birdie. Delivers herself her third. 2 bogeys, though, on the round, so she is only at 1 under for the afternoon.
그린 중앙이. 딱 가도 돼.
Kim Sen 7-142. Skips from the grass just before the green and rolls towards the middle. That'll be a lengthy putt, to put it mildly.
딱 맞죠?
And a pitching wedge for Park Ji-young. Needs to go to the extreme left side of the green, just like she's done. She is the human highlight reel, isn't she? Already, what was that, 12, 13 feet for eagle about an hour ago. And she is a blindfolded birdie from there. That's an unfortunate result. Trying to do the same thing as Park Ji-young, but it's so tight to the sand that that's the risk you run. This is now Hong Jin Young to save her par. No, she's pushed that from about 1.5 meters. That's one of the more perplexing ones you'll see today. Most of the way there from about 15. Okay, Jae-min Kyung already had 1 par save since becoming a co-leader. She manages the second. it's 2 at the top, and she has 3 holes to create some separation on Soa-Jin. Hunching Sun onto the first page of the leaderboard through 13 at 5 under for the round and 8 under for the tournament. She has a few more than Chae-Ming Young to try to see 10 under or even lower. We'll take a quick break and come back with more. 4:15 local time in Wonju-shi. The Aurora World Ladies Championship continues. Well, it's a quick trip to the beach, where we find Hunching Sun getting it up and down. This is very reminiscent of Chae-Ming Young. Hard-packed sand and a really fringe-located pin. Tough to get up and down. It's a beautiful beamer on offer for anyone who holds out at 17. Bae So-hyun would be just fine with a birdie. Finds the middle, will have a bit of a loop back, but a little more than what she initially got. Kimminson 7, 8.5 meters. That's a putt for birdie at 14. And it's just going to have enough. Excellent putt. Back to back to back now for her. 6 on the day and 1 bogey. It's one of the best performances we've been able to bear witness to this afternoon. And now, Ogyeongun to start number 10 in her back 9. Now the par save on Jin-sun's 6.3. She will have come to terms with what's the likely outcome. Unfortunately, she doesn't have that same magic that Jae-min-kyung had after her miss in the sand. Hyun-jo up and down from 15. She gets it close. It's a 5 under. Up and down a birdie and another step towards P1. Ahead and it's time for some fruit. Nice snack on a hot day. It's very much heading towards crunch time. Park Ji-young can pick up another birdie here. A short putt that she should fancy her odds at. Came to play today. 4 birdies, an eagle, and a bogey. She's 2 back of the lead. A few holes still to seek out those scores. Starting the long road back towards the cup. It's 5% of the power short. Simple tap to finish. Im Jin Young, basically from the fringe here. Didn't give it enough to really let the power come in. Really let the break come in, of course. Jae-Min Young. She was right of the fairway with her tee shot at 16. A 48-degree wedge out of the rough. It's about 8 meters in front of her. If she has any hope of that birdie.
넓게 가도 돼. 왼쪽이 굉장히 더 괜찮아.
She loses her grip on the follow-through. Doesn't have too much of an effect on the accuracy, maybe a little shorter than it otherwise could have been. That lands softly and in a decent spot at 16. Good approach. Jeong is next. We lost her under the hill, but that looks to be okay. Shin Sun, last but certainly not least. No problem finding the fairway either. Where they go with just a few holes remaining in their rounds. Jae-Min Young will be happy to be in a position for birdie once again. Just about had it there. Might have even got a piece of the outside edge. Jin Young 2. The next putt here. Little right needs to straighten out, just like that. Bounces back from the bogey at 15 to return to 7 under par.
실례하겠습니다. 실례할게요.
Plucking this out of the rough. Shot number 2. Up on the green with a fantastic roll. Park Ji-young, well, wasn't sure where the fairway ended and the rough began from our camera angle. Our answer is that she is very much in the rough. Doesn't seem to affect her too much. It's a strong recovery. Still has a fairly long putt in front of her, but she's in a good spot. Safe. Priority number 1. Han Sun. Also on the rolling hillsides. Pitching wedge. Further back than Park Ji-young as she was unable to really quite dig her heels in. Well, he's Kim Sun's 7. Similar spot to Park Ji-young. It's a little bit of a misleading arrival. It was played quick. She and Park Ji-young are in some better than average positions, let's call it, as they prepare their putts. Led to 17 with Hong Jin-young 2. Back to the par 3, the final of the round. She's in some trouble. She's missed right. Fortunately, she's not too far down the hill. She is in the rough. Min-kyung is going with a 5-iron. It's 166 distance here. Sun for 8 under par. Not one we'd be expecting her to make just based on the distance to go. That stayed much more straight. In fact, it broke the opposite direction on her. Speaking of long putts, be curious to see what this is officially marked down as. It feels like 15 plus. is her final chance for birdie, Pei So-hyun. In what has been a round full of them. Starting to her left of the pin, coming back, had a chance. Drama to the very last. Nudges that in the rest of the way. 7 under par after 2 rounds. Much, much better performance today. 66 she shoots. And will be one of the ones to watch this weekend. Break, it just never came. Was waiting for it at any moment. It'll be a par. So depending on your definition, Im Jin Young is on the green, side by side with the fringe. You see Pak Ji Young at 15, looking to go within 1.
Yeah.
Well, immediately and just to the side, the outside right of the hole. She'll settle for a par. There's Im Jin Young 2 from off the green. Said she was fortunate that she wasn't much further down the hill, but still had to execute the up and down. Looks like she's going to do just that. And Jin Young 2 will putt from the fringe. It's moving pretty quick. Gallagher was hoping that it would stop breaking. That was smarten up and get online, but will have to be a par for her as well. .437, a beautiful afternoon, getting a little bit cooler, fortunately. One of the reasons why I think we see so many of the early morning players fare better. It's a scorcher. No drama on the drive, finding the fairway. And we'll rejoin Jae-Min Kyung here on the par 3. 11 meters when you round up, and she's still just about got it there. We've seen a few longer ones. She's been just fractionally off of. to 16, Hanshin Sun. Jae Young now, an important par save. She's been undaunted by these pressure-packed moments so far today. She'd love nothing more than to arrive to the course tomorrow in the final group, knowing that everyone is chasing her. And she's at the point of the rounds with one hole to go that even just being in the mix would be quite all right. Time for Bak Ji-young to approach 16. we're down to the final 3 holes for Pak Jiyoung. She was a little bit short on her approach to 16, so she's going to have to chip. Doesn't want to carry this too much. Tough to tell her exact lie from our vantage point. If it's not the rough, she can still give it a good pitch. And that's precisely what she's done. Kim Shi-hyun is in the fairway after her drive on 15. Second shot is a dandy. Wow. One of her best. Making it look easy. Back to 16 we go. This will be Kim Min-sun's 7 looking for her birdie. If she can get there, she moves into the top 20. Putter hasn't been her best friend today. It's certainly a long one. Just a bit short. Jae-min Kyung, 162. She'll play the hybrids. Birdie gives her the leads. She carried into Saturday. She'll roll through the hillside, be on the fringe. She'll have the option to chip her putts. She has been excellent from those long-range putts today. See if she can save one of her best for last. Final opportunity for birdie belongs to Hyun-Chin Sun here at 16. Starting this right, which is above the hole, and coming down, falling all the way down. T5 now. She can hardly believe it herself. Yoo-hyun Jo at 15. Let's call this 3.5 meters. It looks a fairly straight putt.
Nice.
Not one to challenge her all that much. That is her second and last 3 on a day that has been a bit like a roller coaster. Boost of confidence heading into the home stretch. Pak Jiyoung, she is tied for 5th. She can't go up. She does not want to go down. Right to left breaking putt for par. That's a nice recovery, despite being a little bit short on her way up to the green. So a couple of holes to play, all on the way in to the end of the lake course. Kim Shi-hyun is in the heart of these par 4s back to back to back, 14, 15, and 16. And she's going to get that there. Kim In-sun 7 to avoid dropping. It's about 3 meters for her as well, but misjudged the line. It was too quick. A handful of those today. What could the score be otherwise? Tell too that she's not entirely sure of this portion of the green as she rechecks the break before approaching this. Bogey is one thing she certainly does not want to double already be going to 4 under. She minimizes the damage. She looks back again, wondering where that misread came from. One player out of our 120 will have the distinction of being the first ever champion of the Aurora World Ladies Championship. And we'll know in about 48 hours time who that will be. It's another $1 billion prize purse this week with $180 million for the winner. Seeing a different crop of athletes today than we saw yesterday with the tee times flipped. Remind you that there's some heavy hitters in the top 10. EA1 with a much better round today, 3 under. Did finish at 4 under yesterday in her credit, but there were just some shots that we saw throughout that weren't quite what we're used to from the elite of the elite so far in 2025. So many great stories being written today. So we had Yu Hyun Jo as the leader after 18 holes. Looking to win for the first time in nearly a year since last season's KB Financial Star Championship. She's still out there, of course, but she's even today. 6 under, she's made no ground up. Hong Jin Young, 2 coming to the finish line, 2 pars in a row. She finishes 7 under with a 67 in this Friday 18. Jae-Min Young, it's quite simple math. She makes this putt, she's the outright leader. She has decided that putter is the best play. It's downhill, so she doesn't need much to get it started, and it's just going to be a bit wide. She'll have about 20 centimeters for a par and a round of 67 as well. We call that consistency. 67, 67 to start the tournament. Over to 17 with Park Ji-young. 6 iron is what she has chosen. She's not the only one to not want to mess with that valley off the front right of the green. She takes the conservative approach. She has not birdied a par 3 yet this week. Fancy her chances more at the next. It's official for Jae-Min Young. Another 67. Co-leader after 36 holes. Consistent, aggressive, and putting sensationally well. Certainly one to watch this weekend. Well, she had some dazzling shots. Park Ji-young had some dazzling shots as well. We'll see them all. Maybe not every single one of them. We're not going to show you all 67, of course. We've picked the cream that had risen to the top for our second round highlights. This was much earlier in the day, of course. Starting with some great putts, and great putts would be a theme. Hole 3. Co-leader at the time, but not for very long because of this. Just enough on the putt, Seo-Jin, to go up to 10 under par. She had, she had 7 birdies in the first dozen or so holes, and it was see it out time from there. Jae Young, before the sleeves got rolled up, it wasn't too hot just yet. A few birdies right off the hop, and that would set the tone for her round. We'll take you to 7 next. So Jean had bogeyed, so she had momentarily relinquished the lead. But on the par 3, she would play in a wonderful shot to take that to 2.5, 3 meters or so, knock down the putt from there. And it would be drama-free, fortunately for her, after that point, with a par at the 18th of her round, which was 9, to secure that 10. Just as she was doing that, Jae Young was casually going about her business, picking up more birdies. To 7 under with that stroke. Saw a couple of eagles today, including this on the 15th hole, which is 7 on the front 9. Math can be a little bit tricky. We got you covered, don't you worry. 7 under would be the score. And this was another on the 7th. Park Ji-young still never saw officially the distance. I'll try to pull it up for you quickly because I'm equally as curious. And I don't think she'd argue with you for a moment to call this her best shot of the round. All right, I have it at 14.1 yards. Not too shabby at all. To Jae Young on hole number 9. She would go to 9 under as she birdied the par 4 to hit the turn. Now, she wasn't quite as capable on the back 9 to record as many birdies as you saw. She goes to 9 under. She would finish at 10, so there'd be a little bit along the way. Park Ji-young, this was a great save. Tough putt after a bogey at 10. She would recover and go back to 7 under par. And then on 14, after a drive just short of the target, she grabs her pitching wedge. She looks down at the pin, which was alongside the back of the left bunker, a couple of skips and a side roll to a spot about 2 meters away. And the setup leads to a great reward, a just reward. Birdie on number 14. That leads us to the 18th. This is what we saw mere moments ago. Jae Young putting for the outright lead. Downhill, but starting right, it stayed right. She knew which way it would break. Just gave it a little bit too much power. So she tapped in for the par and officially mark it down as back-to-back rounds of 67 and would end her play on Friday at the top of the leaderboard with Seo-Jin. Well, we started with 120. As it looks right now, we have 66 who are going to make the cut at 2 under or better after 36 holes. Now, there are still a dozen or so players within 2 strokes of that mark who have at least 5 holes remaining, so that could change. But at the moment, 66 will be competing for the Aurora World Ladies Championship this weekend. Can't forget the likes of EA1, tied for 10th position. You'll see her name come up in a moment. We also highlight Choi Lim, who shot a 65 today after being on an even 72. Pardon me, after an even 72 after 18. Making sure that math is correct. We have Coach Chi-won, who's only on 13. She's even today. Of Hang Yeon-so, who is over par to 73, should have enough of a buffer. Lee Jae-yoon, similar position. She goes over par but finishes 4 under after 36. Kim Min-sun, 7. We've tracked her quite a bit in our coverage today. She is at 4 under par. And that's Peng Min-ji, who is still out on course, but has struggled to find the great play that she had yesterday on the way to a 67. One of the stories, her search for 20 career wins and to be the inaugural winner here. Kim Do-hee was excellent yesterday. She had a run at one point of 4 birdies in a row. She shoots a 71 today. That's good enough to make the cut. And Son Ye-bin and An Ji-hyun are both in a bit of a tough spell at the moment. +2 and just inside the cut line after 3 hours. Well, that's our deadline. It's time for us to say goodbye. We'll be back again with you tomorrow. Our coverage for the weekend rounds begins an hour earlier, so that is 1 p.m. local time here in Wonju-shi. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoons. We thank you for joining us today and your continued coverage of the KLPGA Tour. We'll be back tomorrow for round 3 of the Aurora World Ladies Championship. So long, everyone.